we got some more 50 NL here. And I actually just started this table, so hopefully we'll get some action. I sat this one. This guy with 50 sat down, then sat out. Now that we got a $15 player, maybe we will entice this guy to come in. So we'll play a little heads up and see if we can't get a table up and running. Heads up, top pair, 30 big blinds. We will be trying to get all the money in. Probably about 250. Actually doesn't seem like we'll be able to get the money in due to the min raise pre-flop and the flop bet. But we will treat that like a check, raise, with the intention of getting it in still. Alright. Just dusted off $15 there. Nice. So he flopped top set. The case king came out for us there. I will raise that for value. C-bet that flop. Now it's not great, especially if this is the type of player who likes to limp in and slow play hands. He could hit some of this, but if he has a hand like... I'm actually trying to, now that I'm thinking about it, I'm trying to think of a good reason to bet this flop. I might call river. I don't know if a random 9 would bet. He had ace-10, so this guy is definitely conservative. Or just likes to slow play a lot. We flop top pair, but given how this guy plays, I'm not sure I can get 3 streets of value. Probably gonna win here. Yeah, I do. It is drawing enough. I think I'll bet another one. I might check back some rivers. Now heads up, top pair should be good. Pretty often we'll ISO here. Pocket 10s. Fold the 2-3 offsuit. Bet our flush draw. And make a boat right there, that's nice. Make a flush right there, that's nice. I'm not going to give him an opportunity to check back. We actually have a straight flush draw too. And if I got flush over flushed heads up, so be it. But I'm not going to let him draw for free. Looks like we win. So got our money back. And I am curious what he had. He had the aces with the ace of clubs. So he slow played kings and aces. And ace-10. Alright, top pair, open-ended straight draw and a heads up pot. We will value bet that. I'm going to check this one back. Now if it checks, I'll bet. I would have completed there, but I wasn't paying enough attention. Interesting, so he calls. I don't know if he'd check back a 9. I think I'm going to check with the intention of calling a reasonable sized bet with all the straight draws that missed. Now the flush draw did come in. I don't think he'd double check a 10. I'm going to look it up. Seems value-y though. Okay, he flopped a boat. That actually makes sense. Ace-10, obvious. Raise blind be blind, if it'll let me. Ace-10 pretty strong given a random button range, so we'll put in a decent sized 3-bet, pick up the pot. Gonna try and get somebody to commit some more chips to this pot. We'll peel that one off in position. Fold with the 3-bet. Flop trips, have the nut boat here. Make a little bet, try and hook them in. Now we got quads. We do want some money. If he has aces or kings, this should be very good for us. I think I'm going to go for the rare overbet. And he finds a fold, so I bet too much. This guy plays too tricky. I'm not going to try and 3-barrel. That stack is ripe for a turn check raise. He probably has ace high or something. Nope, he had 8-10 offsuit. Called pre. Good to know. We already know he's a pretty weak player from some of the other stuff he did. Here we would add the nut straight. Now the board did pair on the end, but in a tiny pot almost certainly would have been good. Queen 9 suited and the cutoff is perfectly reasonable to open. Now this guy behind me does make life a little more difficult with some of these not super valuable hands. And it's going to be tough to get 3 streets of value from with our hand being good, so I'll probably check back given the stack size. Not a great turn. We were ahead at 10s, which I wanted to get value from if a 5 rolled off, and instead queen came. Could be a decent bluff card, but I think I'll pass and try and show down. Yeah, he had trips. So I don't imagine he folds the flop, but we also can't get 3 streets of value from a 10, so I think that worked out okay. I think you could bet half pot here, by the way. Now I like my hand a little more. None of the draws come in. I think I'll go for a check call. Now, I know I've been advocating a bunch of check calls, but if I bet the river, I usually am only getting called by a queen, sometimes a worse 9. See, now a bunch of the draws came in and the jack paired up if he had like a jack X type hand, so I'm going to check and probably fold. Am I ever good here? All right, we'll look it up. Trips are good. Running into trips a lot. Yeah, I don't think I'm good enough there often enough, even for just $1. Seems like I could save that, though. It is worth some money, that information. If I remember it. That he limped in on the button with, what was it, 8-4 offsuit? Yeah, 8-4 offsuit. So definitely had a good table. This guy's in a bit of a pickle. I'll isolate against him and be happy to get it in on any king or queen flop. We know he's very weak. Now we do know he likes to slow play his big hands, but opening it straight draw with 2 overs, we will get it in against this guy. And be fine with it. Could have like pocket jacks or something the way he's been playing. 4 ways, I'll check this one back. I'll let that go. AK, 4-handed. Nice. Love for this guy to 3-bet. Let me push him out. This guy's very tight, so I will be stealing if I get the opportunity. He calls pretty quick. I'm not sure 2-barreling if he's going to believe anything like that. The 6 would help me, so we'll check it back. In fact, 6's made some gut shots and some pair hands, so we'll let that go. I don't think he'd bet a 6, but I think an 8 or a queen is pretty likely. $33 and 8. 45 and 9. These are the small sample size woes. Interesting. Okay. $2. Kinda doubt 10 high is gonna win here. 3 of a kind is good. And I will pass on this because he will be able to ship it in pretty wide. Alright, we get another shot with ace-king 4-handed. Actually, it might have been 5-handed. I think this guy is here. And we get to play against him again. Same half-pot c-bet. This time it turns out a little better for us. Half-pot. Alright, and we take it down. King, king. Against either of these players will be completely committed, even with an ace-high flop. Which there is. That's the guy I was more annoyed about. And it works out. Don't have much going for us. We got a backdoor non-nut flush draw. That's about it. So we'll let that go pretty easily. Eight, 4, we can muck. Aces are a good hand. Got an aggressive player and a loose player, so we might be able to put in a decent sized squeeze. Love if this guy just shipped it in, given his stack size. Probably flat call, hoping to get this guy to spaz out. No, he's disconnected. Dang. Unlucky. So if he calls, there'll be $8 in the pot. And he doesn't, so take it down. I'm not going to c-bet this flop three-handed. I have a backdoor. I've got two backdoor straight draws and a backdoor nut flush draw, but nothing too crazy. The 7's okay. But we are not going to be calling here, especially after that raise. And this guy plays a little too loose for us to open 2-3 offsuit, I think. All right, we got some action. I want to see what this guy checked the flop with, raised the turn. Probably a flop straight or a flop 2-pair, possibly turn 2-pair if it's 7-8 or 10-7 suited, though 7-8 would be more likely. This guy plays 25, 25, 33% 3-bet. Getting good odds. We will peel a flop, hope for some hearts. There are 2 of them. We will check to the initial raiser. See how this develops. Oh, and he checks through to our 43-5. Not super aggressive guy who makes the bet pretty small. So we will just call. Hope this guy wasn't getting tricky with like a weird set or just a terribly misplayed overpair. He doesn't. So he raised pre and then check folds for 3 big blinds. Kind of weird. And we whiff. Unlucky. I was hoping to flush over flush somebody. I'm going to put out a small bet here. I think our hand is usually best, but I don't want to bet $1 and get shoved on by this guy. 9-10, I think we will open. This is pretty good, except the flush draw just came in, so I'm going to check and hope it goes check, check. If he bets, I'll just fold. And if feel fine with it, unless it's something really small. If he bets $1 or less, I'll probably look it up. He bets 201. I'm trying to think of what hand I can beat, and I can't really think of any at all. Pocket twos, but they wouldn't bet. They might, because they'd be bluffing now. And I still don't see anywhere close to enough hands for us to be happy calling that. This one we'll see bet. Little paired flop with the king high. Backdoor second, not flush draw. Backdoor straight. Interesting turn. Would he fold ace high? Probably. He'd fold some of his flush draws too. So I think we'll barrel one, and it worked out. And we flop top pair over here. That guy's stack's pretty small, but I think I will see. Gosh. I don't know. I can see that really small. I don't know if that accomplishes anything. I'll just give it up. Oh, man. He snap checked behind. Gave away a little bit of information there, buddy. Who do we have here? 0% 3-bet. New player. 22-22. I think we can attempt to steal. And this guy's waking up with a bright idea. Ooh, he shows the 5. Nasty. Nasty. So his first 3-bet was to play back at us, and he showed a 5. Ace-5 suited, pocket 5's possible. Complete air, possible. Definitely possible. This guy never raises pre-flop. Well, that makes it even easier. So I imagine he has a pretty tight range. I assume we're going to go to a flop here or see a 4-bet. Wow. So he never raises. He finally raises with a hand he's willing to fold pre-flop. Interesting. 17-0. Hasn't 3-bet yet. Probably will attempt to steal here. Now this guy's 100-100. It's only been 2 hands. But yeah, we'll try to steal there. Really don't flop much, and I'm not in love with c-betting this board. I'll make my c-bet a little bigger here, and I think we'll check back. That card is okay to barrel. I think he would fold a bunch of his ace highs now, which is a big win for us. Now, sometimes he's calling with king high, which now he will never fold. I am gonna attack this one as well, since it's gone check, check. All right, well, we have no shot of getting him to fold much anymore because ace high and king high got there. Now, if he had pocket 4s, 5s or something, he might fold, but we'll check. Reload. Obviously, 7 high is not going to take this down. Oh, was it 5s or something? He had a pair of 9s, so I don't know if he would have folded that. They get pretty sticky, blind v blind, especially when scare cards come off. They correctly surmise that players will try and bluff them. Super tight player. Just raised, so he's turning over a new leaf here. I think my bet on the turn was decent. I think maybe I should follow it up with the ace, make it a big bet, because I think he would fold most of his ace highs, actually, like his bare ace highs. Now, I think there was a flush draw possible, but I think he played it fine. I think I played it okay. In hindsight, given what he showed down, and now that I'm thinking about it a little more, I don't think he would just call the turn with bare ace high, so I think the ace would be a better card for me. That said, I don't know if he would fold it or not. He's playing 29-0, very passive post-flop. Now we only have, it's barely worth looking at. It's only 7 hands, but I don't know. Twos. Gonna flop quads. Already made and misplayed quads once today. 25, 0% 3-bet, 1915. We will take the initiative from him and put in a small 3-bet in position. Sometimes we'll win it right away, which is very good for twos. And then other times we'll take a flop and have position with a hand that can make a set or just can hold and be good on some flops. We ended up taking it down, which is pretty much fine with me. Pop it up with the sixes here. Queen 10 will also raise. Or not. Under the gun beat us to it. So yeah, he had been playing tight. And kind of just shows you how small sample sizes work. Over a small sample size, he seemed to be very tight. Now he's developed into a pretty taggy player. This guy's newly seated. We have no reads on him. This guy has been very tight, 14-0, 0% 3-bet. I think I will c-bet this flop. What's going on here? I'll fold that, and I'll definitely fold here now. 6, darned. If he didn't call, I was thinking about floating. There's some... he's betting big again. So he might actually, it'd be so weird to lead. It's usually either something really strong or like a draw. Sometimes weird players will do it with like Queen Jack. Wow. Is this, no, that's not even our guy who slow plays everything. That's funny. So 2 monster hands end up playing a relatively small pot. I don't know what this guy's plan was. If he didn't lead, was he going to check raise? All right, I love it. Limp, limp. Let me get to the flop with 10-7 suited. Nope. Wasn't meant to be. So they all limp fold. This guy's obviously pretty fishy. 50 and 11, 0% 3-bet, though post flop he's somewhat aggressive. To squeeze or not to squeeze? We'll just peel it. You could also fold. It's probably the clear best play. All right. That is a pretty small bet. I'm gonna see if he's really that interested in it. Apparently he is. All right. I'll give it up. That is a good bluff card, but I'll give it up. Nice. He had all sorts of things going for him. That's why you don't have to get tricky at these stakes. I don't know why I fancy play myself. I think I feel guilty for just like flat calling pre-flop, and I'm like, oh, I'll figure out a way to win this. I don't think check raising actually... I don't know. Gosh, it's such a bad play now that I'm going over it. when you do stuff bad, like in the moment, it seems like, oh, it's probably okay. But I'm trying to think of what that would have accomplished. Here, let's make the same mistake twice. I'm trying to think of what that would accomplish, because we have showdown value, and he's never folding an ace. Now, it would get, like, maybe kings, queens, jacks, tens to fold, but I don't know if they'd... His bet did look... Oh, my gosh. Peel off a 6. All right, 2 pair. We'll check raise. Maybe be able to get it in. Nice. And we'll bet fold this river. I said I was going to bet fold, so I'm going to actually bet fold, right? Can't beat anything. Okay, so that is how not to play bad suited connectors from the blinds. Yeah, we'll pop that up. %, 3-bet. Might actually 4-bet this one. Since we know he's willing to 3-bet and we're playing button versus big blind. Yeah, it bites us again. And we are going to call it off here. Not super happy about it. Oh gosh, it's such a bad river. Maybe he'll bluff something stupid. I don't think he's ever calling with worse. Alright, show me a king. Alright, he did bluff it off with something stupid. Interested to see what happens here. It's a cool river. Aces. Yeah, not the board he probably wanted to see, but ended up winning. And we'll fold there. I think you could 3-bet fold or flat this depending on how you want to play it. He's 30 and 10. maybe 3-betting pre with the intention that he's usually going to fold would be okay. I think this is going to go check, check. And if not, I think I'll give him credit for having something. I think it's going to go check, and I'm going to call the river. Though the 5 isn't the most amazing card I've seen. I think we're going to win this one. Yep, we won there. Here I'm going to flat out of position, because I think given his stats, he might defend loose against a 3-bet. And I don't really want to play a bloated pot out of position with King Jack. Okay, so this board was not amazing c-bet candidate, but I don't think it's terrible by any means. Hold on, we're going to put in a sizable 3-bet there. And we did get check raised, so we'll be reloading again. This one's a little interesting. I don't like getting jacks all in pre. Now this is actually okay. This guy's 30 and 10. Huh. Interesting. I don't know if I can get 3 streets of value. I think I'm going to check and try and get 2 streets of value or go call. Possibly call. And king high here is probably not good, so we'll definitely bet over here. $650. I thought I hit $550. No, never mind. I knew I hit $650. So that worked out for us. He checks back the flop, especially with the timing that he took to do it. I feel like we had the best hand the vast majority of the time. Now, if I bet the turn and get raised, I probably have to fold, which really hurts. Especially if he accidentally bluffs with like pocket 9s or ace 8. But I think usually when he raises, it's the king on that type of board. But ended up being a non-factor, so that's okay. Who we got in the blinds here? Loose player behind us will give up the 4-8 suited. Ace 6 in the cutoff. No stats. Him limping is going to make me fold. I wanted to do something here. This guy has decided to 3-bet and blow us off of the queen jack suited. Top pair, backdoor royal flush draw, but definitely a hand you can lose a couple streets of value on when you're behind. And it's hard to extract a ton of value from worse hands. Jack 10. I mean, queen 10 beats us now. Queen 9. But ace queen, king queen, jack queen for the chop. It's just not a ton of hands that we're gonna get to roll. Now, the way it's played out, I expect that we would actually have the best hand pretty often. This guy could have king queen. He seemed pretty happy on the turn. And actually the flush coming in and him still betting big. 5-6 got in, flushes came in. So I don't think on the river we'd be good super often. Show! King queen is valuable enough to raise under the gun. 4-6 suited's pretty strong on the button. We don't have to fancy play much. Fold to 3-bet 100% of the time. All right, we'll fancy play. We'll do something crazy here. He has folded to the other 3-bet, and he does it again. So we picked up a 225 there. Now, this 45 hands is not a ton. So I wasn't like, okay, I need to see what goes on over here. 40-40, 14-0. If he bets, it's an obvious fold. If he checks, I think I still check. 10-jack would have bet the flop, though. You know what? I think we'll take a little stab at it. Now 6s and 10s call. I don't think pure ace high does. What just happened? Alright, we'll check. I have no clue. With that lag, I have no idea what just happened. So it looks like he just called and those chips have just lagged over. I think we've misplayed a couple hands this session. obviously we're folding now. It's almost always a 10. I mean, we weren't going to call anyway, but it certainly seems like a 10. So we'll let that go. $27.11. 5% 3-bet. Does he defend? Folds to 3-bet usually. That actually tells a decent amount of information if he calls. Alright, we'll set mine here. And we take that one down, so that worked out. It's not a terrible board for fours, but it's nothing incredible. What's his c-bet percentage? Well, it doesn't matter now. Aww. %, 3-bet. 10, 10. Yeah, we'll just peel a flop. Do you have any c-bet stats on him? 100% c-bet. And he does not c-bet this time. Interesting. Alright. Give him a chance to bet the turn. Give it up. Ace king suited. $44.33. That's super aggressive post flop. And we take down pre-flop. Okay. Need some of these aces to come over here. 10% 3-bet over 23 hands. Kings. Ace jack off just doesn't play that well. And if you 4-bet, you almost commit yourself to calling it off pre, and you're just never good. Kings are good though. We get 550. Hope to get some action from jacks or queens, something to spaz. Queens wouldn't be a spaz, that would be fine. Alright. Not a ton of action. This guy lets us steal his blind pretty often. Does it again. Yeah, we fought the pair against the newly seated player. I maybe should have led like 60 cents half pot. Yeah, alright buddy. I'll pay off your min raises, your min bets. Looks like we're gonna get value challenged by a 6 or a weak ace. Now actually I think he'll bet bigger and have a 4. Sometimes. Not this time. But ooh, he had a 5. So he limped in with 8-5 suited. Went min bet, check. King jack, 5-handed, will open. 1914, 30, 17, 2011, 26, 24. Doesn't 3-bet a ton though. He folds to 3-bets 33% of the time. Okay. is yet to be 3-bet, but after fancy playing my way out of a bunch of money... Oh, this is good. I want to see this. So it went raise, call, call, huge 3-bet, jam. And he doesn't fold to 3-bets very often. We'll let that go. So this guy's really thinking about it. So he called 3 big blinds, and now he's actually considering calling 100 big blinds. Has to be pocket 9s, right? Pocket 10s. It'd be such a suicidally stupid call, though, with this guy behind him. Unless he's really slow playing queens. Can't be kings. No one's that bad, right? Snap call. Oh, come on. You really were just putting in a huge squeeze? There we go. Queens v jacks. So I doubt this guy had queens or jacks. And queens wins. Nice. Good for you, buddy. They held. Alright, this video is coming up on 50 minutes, so I think we'll just play a few more hands and call it a day. I'm guessing we're down a little bit. Bankroll's at 800. What do we got across the tables here? 900, 1,050, so down a little bit this session. I misplayed terribly one hand where I called with 4-6 of clubs from the big blind, and then decided to like turn my hand into a bluff for no reason. Really had no business being in the hand to begin with. So I think that was a mistake, a mental error. And then after that, we had one. This guy never calls 3-bets. How many times has it happened? Fold to 3-bet. Oh, 0%. So he always calls 3-bets. All right. And then the very next hand, we had 5-6 suited, turn 2 pair. The jack came on the river, giving jacks a set, queen jack, queens up, and the diamond flush came in. We bet 6 into 9. They raised like $20, and we thought for a while and folded. I just can't imagine him bluffing, and I can't imagine him value raising worse than 5-6. So that's why we did that. Readless, I think we can give that up. 26 and 9. 24 and 13. We will steal from the button. They're both very passive post-flop as well. So they'll let us kind of control how we want the pot to develop. If we even see a flop, which usually we won't. They do. I am going to isolate. Yeah, let's isolate. I think it plays better against one player. 29 and 18, 0% 3-bet. This guy's very tight over his hand, so I expect he'll actually just fold and give us 50 cents for free, which he did. This guy's tight, so I was actually getting ready to steal any 2. This guy beat me to it, so we'll let that go. 7-5 will fold, even though it's close. This guy's pretty loose pre. Ace jack, ace 2 suited down here, or over here. Up the nut flush draw. We'll size a little bigger for 2 reasons. If we do hit our flush, the pot will be bigger. I think in position, can put in a little 3-bet here, take control of the hand. So this guy is pretty aggressive post-flop. So do I want to commit myself to it now? My only clean outs... Yeah, I don't like where this one's going. Yeah, we'll just call. I'm pretty much never winning this hand, even when he checks back, right? Yeah, he hit 5. Let's see how he sizes this. Check raise all in, does he fold? Oh boy. Oh, we had a set. Spade. All right. I was hoping for a fold. or a spade. So dusted off. Whoops, that's not what I'm trying to do. Dusted off a quick 100 big blinds on the way out the door here. Probably play about 7 more minutes actually. Can raise that. All right, a top pair and a gutter ball, blind v blind. Now it's a double gutter. We'll raise this one as well. And not really sure where to go from here. I assume we don't have the best hand. I don't know if I mean, I'm not gonna bluff it. I don't know if I want to call a bet. Now, blind v blind, top pair is a pretty decent hand. And we did take it down. Okay, so I made it 2. He made it 425 more. He 3-bets 9.1% of his hands. We'll let that go. Oh. He only 3-bets 3.8% of his hands. So we'll just peel. Could even argue to fold. Wow. He's not going anywhere. We'll fold there. We got ace 4 off, 6-8 off, 6-8 off. Ace 4, 4-8, 6-8, 8-6. Oh, open, 3-bet, 4-bet. Nice. We're going to attack this guy. He's pretty loose. He folds to 3-bets outright 50% of the time, so he does that time as well. This guy folds to 3-bet 100% of the time. How many opportunities have we given him to do that? 3. I don't think he's been opening to $2 though, has he? Let's put him to the test. His bigger sizing actually makes this a little more obnoxious. I don't know. He might be doing this with... Okay, so that c-bet worked out really well. Ooh, did he finally wake up with a hand? Nope, I take it down. So, free $2 there by noticing the stats that he does not like to call 3-bets. That's an obvious open. Open that too. Alright, flipped a gut shot. Backdoor straight flush draw on a paired board. I think I will barrel this one. So he's telling me he has a 3 or a boat. I guess you could do something stupid with ace-10 of clubs as well. But obviously, we will let this one go. Unfortunately. And we'll pop this up. Play back at me. You like to 3-bet 17% of your hands. Hey, great situation here. I think that bet sizing's fine. That's fine. We are obviously looking to get all the money in here. Ace-10 would suck. Ace-5, Ace-6 are possible. Looks like we're just going to be calling down here. And we can fold there. Possible I ran into 6s again. 5's a good card. Takes away some of his sets. And we'll call it off. Sweet. Got that 50 back. I think I will. This is a decent barrel card. Now, he has a lot of aces. All right. We'll let it go now. Don't check back. Make me feel like an idiot. Okay, good. So he bets. And actually, it is now about time for us to call it quits. So we will say sit out, sit out, sit out, next hand, and sit out, next hand.